Okay, well, I just wrapped up my 5th hour of learning how to do stuff and thought I would give a kind of the before and after. So this is what I've got so far. I'm starting to kind of figure out how to use the box blade a little bit to kind of keep it level and smooth. I'm really struggling with the loader bucket. I don't know why, but you can't really see, or I'm having trouble seeing anyway, or sensing the level of the bucket, and so I end up digging big gouges out of the ground and stuff like that. But I'm sure it's just touch and finesse and muscle memory and all that. Anyway, I got this all smoothed out. I got the big hump that was in the middle with all the thorns and all the garbage kind of smoothed out. And then what I've been doing is taking dirt, just kind of scraping dirt from this high side and kind of pushing it out here. So you'll see over here, none of this was here before. All this dirt over here I pushed out this direction, and where those stakes are some the start of a home, or where the future home will be. So from that purple stake over to, there's a purple stake over there somewhere, and then a couple over there. So I'm gonna have to knock out a bunch of trees, and I'm gonna try to get this whole pad leveled out as much as I can, so that I don't have or I don't have a bunch of drainage problems and runoff and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm totally amateur, but I'm learning. I did end up having to cut this tree down. It's not a big loss. It was a scraggly piece of garbage, and it was gonna be like right in front of the home, which would have caused some problems. So anyway, that's what we've got so far. I would walk you through to the front, but there's nothing really to see. It just kind of looks like that. Okay, well, we've got 12.6 hours on the clock, of which about 11.6 are me. And I'm finally starting to get the handle a little bit on some of these controls and make some progress. I got rid of a tree stump right there, moved all this dirt over to here, and I'm bringing some clay, brownish dirt from the bottom of the property up and mixing it in with this a little bit, because this is mostly sandy stuff, which was in the engineering report when I bought the property, and I'm well aware of that. I'm gonna have to do some piers on my foundation probably. But anyway, as you can see, I'm taking, I'm down at least 2 feet or so over the under the original line of where the dirt was. So I'm moving dirt over here and at the front of the driveway. So I'll show you that next. The box blade's a little easier to figure out than the loader bucket for me. So you can see here that we've got the this part pretty smooth with the box blade, and the truck and the tractor have packed it down into really hard pack. So this part has never been a problem when it rains anyway. It's just this low portion right here, which we're slowly building up. I put a little bit of dirt there, but not much yet. Most of it has gone to the front, because it's probably gonna be hard to see in this video, but the street is up high, and then originally it was just a shoulder and then down into the property. So I had to build it up. Originally, my neighbor helped me with his skid steer so that I could at least get my truck onto the property. And then I had some dirt and some road base delivered, and I had road base out to about right here, about even with that tree. And it worked really well for 9 months, but the bottom part of the road base was a little thin and was getting really mushy, because this is where I've dug that ditch for the drainage, and this is where all the water moves across to the bottom of the property. And so I've put in these culverts here. There's 2 of them so far. One comes from up there, one comes from here. I haven't dug a ditch yet, but But anyway, the purpose for what I've been doing today and this week has been building up the angle of this, because you'd kind of go in and then it would kind of come up. And when they delivered the Connex trailer, the shipping container, as the guy was pulling out, he kind of high centered on the crown there. So I need to, if I'm ever going to get this travel trailer off my property safely, or be able to get construction vehicles in here and all that kind of stuff, I absolutely have to have more of a, first of all, a little bit wider. So I'm going to build up these shoulders next, but I also had to have a little bit more of a gradual incline and slope here. So I guess it's not too bad for my first 11 hours of operating experience. You'll see in this video, I'm starting to toy with, I got an Insta360 camera. I'm gonna start doing some time lapses and stuff, but my operating skills are pretty terrible to this point. So I haven't done a lot of that yet, but anyway, this is the start of the other loop. So this is where I've been taking brown clay dirt from to put at the house pad, and also the front of the driveway there to mix in with that sand. And it's been working really well. So, and then I've been burning all day a bunch of brush and debris and stuff that was left over. I got one tree knocked down here, cut down and processed, and then you can see there's another stump sticking up there that I have to get rid of. But I have to limit myself on that stuff, digging up stumps and hacking it with an axe and a chainsaw and stuff like that. So that's hard labor. But anyway, enough of that. We're about halfway through the loop on this side, or maybe a third of the way through. And then we're probably halfway done with the front driveway entrance, and then I'll have more road base delivered and get that stuff packing down really nice before the spring rains. All right, now we have 18 hours on the clock, which means about 17 hours of my labor. And I have to be real careful of this really soft shoulder over here. I kind of cut this ditch a little closer to the driveway than it probably should have been. So I'm gonna have to, I've got my rake here. I'm doing that very side by hand, but that's not a big deal. That's a mistake that will be rectified in the future and not made again. That's how you learn. So I'm taking clay from over here, mostly clay. It's kind of a darker, loamy clay material. And as you can see, I'm just kind of scraping off the top 18 inches or so. And I'm gonna do that all the way through there, and taking it and depositing it on the driveway and up on the house pad. So that's kind of where I'm getting the dirt, and then I'll replace that at some point with more dirt, possibly if I need it, but we'll have gravel on there, so it'll be compacted down and resistant to the water coming across the property. Okay guys, we're trying out the new Insta360 camera here, so let me know what you think of the footage. Hopefully it's better than my cell phone, maybe a little smoother. I've got this selfie stick and whatnot, but we've got 23.2 hours on the tractor, and I'm feel a lot more comfortable, a lot more skilled at the controls and stuff, but that's not really the point of the video. The point is I am finally going to bring in some road base tomorrow to the front of this driveway. So I wanted to show you the progress that I made today. I think that I think the saying is perfect is the enemy of good, or something like that, meaning that I could probably spend another 50 hours on this driveway, at least the first like 50 or 60 feet, and still maybe not be perfect. At some point you just have to say, okay, that's good enough. I'm gonna bring in 2 loads of 12 tons each, so 24 tons of dirt, or sorry, not dirt, road base, gravel, and I'm gonna put it up on top of that. I built this up quite a bit, and I made it kind of level with the road. What was happening before, I think I've explained this before, but it kind of went in and then sloped up. I had to build up quite a ways to get to the edge of the road. If you look over here, you can see what the original grade was. It was basically just almost no shoulder of the road, and then it just kind of goes straight down like that. So I had to build it up quite a bit. I'll come over here and show you. So a good 3 feet probably, almost, in some parts, but anyway, just wanted to show you what it looks like before gravel gets on top of it. So I'm pretty proud of that, and it's smooth. I'm learning the box blade. I'm learning how to use all this stuff, and this part in the front is good enough that I can go ahead and, up to about that tree, these 2 trees here, I'll make that all gravel so that I can get traction as I'm climbing the hill there to the road. Making some good progress on this return loop of the driveway. So I'm getting much better at digging out buckets of dirt without dipping too low. I was having trouble recognizing what the angle of the bucket was, so I'm finally learning how to read the little indicator pole, and so I did a little boo-boo here, but I would be doing that all the time. I'd have the bucket down too low, and I'd dig in and go way down and have a big divot. But now I'm starting to get it to where I'm mostly flat, mostly smooth, and I don't have to spend quite as much time repairing holes and bouncing up and down as the tractor jumps through holes and stuff like that. But as you can see, there's lots of sandy stuff, and then mixed in with some really deep, tough red clay, and then some brown dirt. It's just super weird. There's pockets of all of it, and so I was getting buckets of all of it and putting it on the driveway, and hopefully as I spread it all out, it kind of mixed together and creates a good base for that for the driveway that'll last a long time. I'll show some footage tomorrow of the delivery of the gravel and me smoothing it out. I think I'm finally ready to show my tractor skills on camera. Okay, 25.8 hours on the clock, and I am done for now. Let me go show you what we ended up with on the front of the driveway. Okay, here's what we ended up with. That's 2 loads of road base, 12 tons each. Gravel's a little bit of a different animal than the dirt I've been playing with, but this stuff will spread and pack down really tight and everything like that, so I'm not worried about it. I may come next week and do a little more scraping with the box blade, but it's good enough for now. I had to avoid the shoulders because they're really soft. I'm gonna have to work on those some more, build those up, support them somehow, but baby steps here. So for my first time, I think that's pretty decent. Now I can turn 100% of my focus back to this pad that I'm building that will be the first phase of my house. So the first phase. This first building will be 30 by 40. Got a little ways to go. I've got to cut down a few trees over here. I'm gonna have to end up moving the solar panels, which is why I put them on wheels, because I knew I was gonna have to move them eventually. I'm gonna get those out of the way. I'm gonna get the trailer out of the way. The driveway loop will be completed in short order as I continue to take dirt from the low side and bring it up here, fill up this pad, level it out, pack it down, all that good stuff. And then the construction equipment will have a loop to come in here and access the property and leave with big trailers and things like that. So that's the plan, and thanks for watching this. The next phase of the driveway, I already did a first phase a long time ago, but this is kind of the intermediate step. Someday I'll get gravel on the whole thing, but right now the critical part is just kind of that slope where you enter the roadway, so you don't end up getting stuck there and losing traction and stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.